Hi and welcome to Craft Beautiful Daily Die Cut. Just a quick video today to show you some of the other things you can do with your die cutting machine than making cards. We've got these great little flower balls here. They're made out of foam. They'd be great for kids under supervision. They'd also be great for your cat. You might have seen a long time ago I showed you how to make the balls with coloured card as decorative elements. But I just want to show you how to do it with foam. The other thing I want to show you is the life cycle of your cutting mats, because when you first get your die cut machine, whatever brand it is, you'll find that your cutting mats are lovely and clear, and look, you can even see right through them. After a while, they get a bit scarred. After a couple of years and a bit of use, they get really scarred, and then eventually they break in half. But don't throw them away, because they are really handy. Because this bit, the unbroken bit, is still great for cutting dies with. So I've got loads of broken cutting mats. You have stuck them together with washi tape. Always worth hanging on to, especially if you've just got a tiny fiddly thing and you don't want to put a whole plate on top of it. But I'm going to use a nice shiny new one today. And I'm going to use, these are Sizzix Thin Dies. And they're a 5-petal flower shape. There's lots of different 5-petal flower shapes you can use. But these work really well, and they work well on foam, which is quite forgiving. So even though the foam is thicker, obviously, than the thin die, because it compresses, you can cut a nice accurate shape. Just pop it through my trusty Sizzix machine. I might have to stand up for this. And as you see, cuts a perfect foam shape out. What you then need to do is, if you take a pair of scissors, you need to cut from the indentation on each petal to halfway through the petal and turn it. You could do this with scissors or a scalpel. It doesn't have to be incredibly accurate. Just make sure you are at least halfway. And you do this with 12 coloured shapes altogether. And each time, just remember to keep your orientation the same way around, because it's very important when you fit these balls together that the slots are going in the same way. I've just had Chris, our cameraman, sat in the corner trying to make one of these because he made the two halves in opposite directions, which was quite amusing to watch until I told him what he'd done wrong. So what you're going to do is you're going to slit these together to make a cup shape. So you need to make sure that, let's say, the two halves are in the same way. So my base colour, which is yellow, I've got the slots going from the centre out to the right. I'm going to pop this one in like this, okay? And that's going to be the outside of the cup. What you then do is you take your next one, and provided you've made sure all the slots are going in the same way, you can just pop this one in here and then join it up with that one there. And it's really useful to remember which colour is your base colour, because then you know you're always going in the right direction. And this is a great thing that you can do with the kids. When we made them out of card, because obviously card doesn't bend particularly easily without creasing, sometimes trying to slot these pieces together is a bit tricky. But with this funky foam, which you can get in most children's craft supply shops, I mean, you can get it online. There's a company called Baker Ross that do a fantastic pack of A5 foam in a rainbow, you know, a rainbow of colours, and it's nice, decent quality foam. Some of the foams that you buy are a bit thin, and they're all right for collages and stuff like that, but you need to be a bit forceful with this to get it into the slots. So what you don't want is, you don't want one that tears. Okay, I don't know if you can see this on the camera. It might look a bit fiddly and a bit messy at the minute with all these colours, but I'm trying to show you how you keep the same one at the bottom, and I thought it was easier to do it with different colours. So there, they've slotted together to make a cup, and at the top of the cup, what you've got at the top of each petal is you've got 2 extra slits. So here's one I made earlier in true Blue Peter style. I've done these so that they're exactly the same colourway, so that when I put this one on top of that one, the colours are opposite. I say they're exactly, yep, are they exactly the same colourway? Yes, they are. So my blue is going to go opposite my blue. where you've got these two colours that meet, you want your solid colour to join up with this in there like that, and then just moving along. I don't know how on earth I've managed to do that, because I thought they looked exactly the same. I've now got two colours touching each other. But never mind, we'll carry on as if I'd done it perfectly. Slot them together along the top edges. And just before you join up that last gap, take a couple of bells and pop them inside. To make this ball. As I say, it's great as a kid's play ball for just chucking around in the garden. If you've got kids that are under 3 years old, be aware of the fact obviously bells are a choking hazard. If they're prone to chewing things, you don't really want them eating the foam ball. And the same with your cat, really. I mean, my cat goes absolutely crazy with things like this because they are so tactile, and because they've got flat sides on them, they're unpredictable the way that they move. But again, don't leave your cat alone in the house all day with it, because I would hate something to happen to somebody else's cat, on my authority. But really quick, easy project to make, and it just shows you that your die cutting machine is a great machine for cutting all sorts of materials, including funky foam, really, really cleanly. So I hope you enjoy that video. I hope you have fun making colourful balls, and I'll see you next time.